Down. Here we go.
We're live.
I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me come over. I'm on one, not sober. I'm on one.
Matthew Stafford is a top 6 quarterback in the league. What has he done besides throw jump balls to Calvin Johnson? What has he done? He's got a new uniform now? So they're going to put him at number 8? Matthew Stafford out the list. Just take him out the list and you can throw Kirk Cousins there. Even at number 10. I'd still put him above. No, I'll leave him at number 10.
You walk in, you're going to sit here and tell me you pick Kirk Cousins over Matthew Stafford to come out of the goddamn tunnel with you, Borba? Are we being serious?
Yeah, dude. Matthew Stafford hasn't really beat.
That's like that Max Killer Manigua
Vikings like twice.
Matthew Stafford has kept an entire organization from being sold out of Detroit. The city of Detroit lives on Matthew Stafford. They eat because of Matthew Stafford. They still have a lion as a logo because of Matthew Stafford. That slander that you're putting on him, Borba, just to defend Kirk Cousins? What are we doing?
No.
Can't make me miss her, no way. Can't make me miss her, no way. Hey. Can't make me miss her, no way. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me come over. I'm on one, not sober. I'm on one, get closer. I'm on one. I keep the lights on when I leave, just in case you wanna see me come over. I'm on one, not sober. I'm on one, get closer. I'm on one, yeah.
I got the lights on, I leave. When you come in and see me, come over. I'm on one. Shout out to Owen X for that fucking banger that we just heard right there. What up, JB? Welcome to Out Loud Week 7. What up, boy?
What up? What's going on?
How you feeling?
Tired.
That sucks. You got 1 week until me and you face off. How you feel about that? I know yesterday I told you have some fucking energy, be excited, get rattled, and talk some shit all week.
I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think it might be a shootout, actually. I don't know. We'll see. Vikings are making some moves. They just traded Stephen Weatherly, which gets rid of, it's not like we traded for a 7th-round pick. Apparently, we were trying to get Drew Lock, too, as a backup quarterback, but just to free up some cap space. Yeah. I think this what this move was for, but that intrigues me, as to, if we're going to go after somebody for the trade deadline's up.
So our first text exchange about the game was Patrick Peterson's out. Is that the start of excuse or
no? It's just our best corner by far. Right? This guy's playing Pro Bowl. Who cares? We gotta have somebody to stop the receivers. Rashad Breeland's last in the league,
giving up
PFF grade. Yeah, but Cameron Dantzler's pretty solid. So we just need our defense to step up.
Hey JB, before we get into this Week 7 chatter, let's talk about the inactives that are going to go on in this game here on Twitter. Ian Rappaport did post who will be missing. So before we start making some bold predictions, let's go ahead and listen to this real quick. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, but I'll find it here in a second, then we can listen to that. But let's go ahead and talk about the first topic. The Browns played the Broncos on Thursday night. I was in Cleveland. It was pretty cool. I went to I was supposed to go to the game. I found out that I work with a bunch of fucking nerds that would rather play with their PCs than go to a football game. It was unfortunate, but I didn't get to go because I was about 45 miles out, and an Uber was going to cost me $80. And then I'm assuming probably coming back was probably going to be a lot more than that. So anyways, I ended up going to a local bar, and I was talking to a couple of Cleveland guys, and what I found out is they really don't like Odell over there. They fucking want him out.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah, they want him out. It was crazy because they were mocking him. And what was ironic is Odell drops his first 2 passes. They hit him right in the fucking hands. And then the next catch that he gets is a one-hander. So everybody in the bar that I was sitting by was like, oh, here we go. We could catch anything with one hand, but 2 hands, oh shit. So I asked him, I was like, so you guys don't want Odell, huh? Y'all want to trade him? And majority of them don't want him, which is weird. Because I think if him and Baker could find some type of chemistry, or even Case Keenum, if they could find some type of chemistry, I mean, they could be a dynamic duo there. But what do you think? Should the Browns move forward and ride Case Keenum and allow Baker Mayfield to get healthy, or do you feel like that's going to be an ego check on Baker and it's not going to be good for the locker room?
Well, what did they say about Baker? Did they have any criticism towards Baker?
It's weird because Cleveland loves Baker. I mean, like every jersey there was either Baker. It was, I mean, legit probably one out of every two had a Baker's jersey on. So I don't think they want him out. I think a lot of the problem that they think is Odell, which is weird. It's weird, right? Because they think trading Odell
tells me a lot about the fan base. It tells me a lot about the fan base, man. Like that's weird. Like I don't think the problem is Odell right now. I think the problem is Baker Mayfield. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. It's crazy how I said this a couple weeks ago, like how he was like Baker was getting a lot of criticism coming into the league, blah, blah. And now it's like everybody loves him. Like they forgot, like they don't want to put like no blame on Baker for some reason. But like he's playing horribly. Like Taylor Heineke has a higher passing yards per game. I think Baker's ranked 26th in the league when throwing to wide receivers for touchdowns. Like he's bottom half. Like he's not making plays for his team to succeed. And yeah, you could say it's the injury, but that's not his throwing arm. Like that's his left side, his left labrum, whatever. That's I don't think that has to do with his accuracy. Maybe it has to do with his accuracy a little bit, but I don't think so. Like, and I think we've seen enough out of Baker where he can't really carry a football team with himself. Like throwing 40 plus times a game, he's not going to beat you doing that. For sure. So I don't know. I don't think Baker's
on that. I'm assuming you're saying ride out Case Keenum until you get a healthy Baker, right? That's kind of what
you have to. You have to ride out a healthy Case Keenum because, I mean, Baker's not doing anything. Like what Case Keenum can probably do the same thing Baker's doing right now.
Yeah, when I was talking to him at the bar, because they, like I said, they love Baker. But I told him, and I've been telling Logan Rader, huge dog pound guy, I would rather have a healthy Case Keenum than a 70% Baker Mayfield because it's not that big of a drop off. And it's like a lot of people are going to hate when people say that, especially if they're Cleveland Brown fans. They're going to hate to hear that. But it's true. There's really not that big of a drop off because Baker's not going to win you a game. And I've said that over and over and over. But he just needs to learn how to time manage well, which is what we see from like Jimmy Garoppolo. And look how far he got. But the only problem is that the Browns defense is not living up to par. They look good on paper. They look good. I mean, they look good on pictures as far as size and length and even on film as far as speed, but these guys can't find the chemistry together. So I think Cleveland's got a lot bigger problems than just Baker Mayfield. And I don't know if they're going to figure it out, but they do have a easy schedule here coming up on these next 3 weeks. So let's see how that plays out. But JB, I got this here before we start making predictions. Let's listen to this inactive report by Ian Rappaport via Twitter real quick.
You've won some injury information for fantasy or otherwise. Let's start with Antonio Gibson, the Washington football team starting running back. Battled shin splints, a little bit of a bone bruise for really the balance of the last couple of weeks.
That's going to hurt, yeah. I mean, we're talking about a Packers team that is soft on the run without Antonio Gibson. It kind of gives the hope out of Washington. Would you agree with me there?
Yeah, I think so. And it's hard for Heineke to, kind of make plays. I don't think it's necessarily his fault. There's not a lot of weapons there, but it's just typical Washington, like, I don't know. They're not playing hard on defense. So that's a struggle. Like you're fighting that a little bit.
There are their injuries, and there are a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's another shit show in the NFC. Saquon's out. Out.
With a knee injury.
This team just can't. They can't catch a break either. I almost feel. I don't feel bad for them. Fuck them.
Should be active next week.
They're bad. Like now that the Jaguars got a win, like it's pretty even between the Dolphins and like the Giants, like the two worst teams in football right now.
Yeah. Well, those some injury reports there, but let's move on to the next one here. You saw the Julio Jones conversation. I mean, he's been in and out, healthy, unhealthy. Then you see Kansas City can't seem to be figuring out as well. What do you think about The AFC. Who's the best team right now? Buffalo just got taken down by the Titans on Monday Night Football previously. What do you think's happening there?
It's tough to say. I think they can all possibly make the AFC Championship. When you're looking at the Buffalo Bills, the Kansas City Chiefs can turn around any week. They're still like the Kansas City's still like the the Golden State Warriors from a couple years back. They can just turn it on like that offensively. Like they'll be playing with their opponent for a little while, and then they just turn it on like that. So you can't sleep on that. Like so they're still right up there. God, as like the most consistent team, like I think you got to go Ravens right now. Like if the Buffalo Bills get that 4th and 1 last week against the Titans, and then they go 1st and goal with a minute or two left in the game, they probably win that game. Let's be honest. So they're one play away from being 5-1. Everybody's cheering them on, but now Tennessee gets this opportunity to take down the Chiefs. So you get the Bills last week, you get the Chiefs this week. If you can win those 2 games, you're right up there too. So it's kind of like up in the air right now. So I think as far as the most consistent team, I think it's the Ravens right now. So I'll put them at number 1 just right now this week, right now. Even before this game, it could change. It could change by halftime. Okay.
I mean, this could change. Yeah. It really can. It legitimately can. I mean, the Ravens just lost. I mean, the Ravens are losing everybody, right? I mean, and then it's not helping that they just lost their left tackle in Staley, who's probably one of the best left tackles in the league. Just got the bag as well. So that I'm gonna still stick with the Bills here. I do think the sleeper obviously is gonna be the Chiefs because they got Patrick Mahomes and all those weapons offensively. The only question with the Chiefs really is, I mean, the question that we've had for years in the past, and somehow they just catch some spark in that defense, starts to mesh and starts to play well together. Can they find it? Because this is probably the worst we've seen the Chiefs defense. I mean, we're talking about worse than Dallas Cowboys defense last year. Like this is getting pretty bad what we're seeing in Kansas City. And I don't think it's weird. This is what's kind of annoying is the criticism against Patrick Mahomes. Like the only reason that it seems so heavy is because they're not winning, right? Like if they were still winning and Patrick Mahomes still has 7 to 8 interceptions, we're having a whole different conversation. It's just the fact that they're not winning right now. I mean, I keep throwing this stat out, but 17 balls hit cornerbacks' hands or defenders' hands. Like we say this every week. I mean, I've mentioned this every week. 17 of them. If those 17 were caught, we're having the conversation we're having right now, right?
Yeah.
We're literally just having the conversation that should have been had whenever.
And the thing is everybody's saying that they're going through a turnover bug on offense. They got to protect the ball, but I think it stems back to what you're saying. Like I think they've had this turnover issue, and now it's just starting to catch up to them. Those 17 drop picks are now being caught. The only thing is like the running backs are fumbling. Like there's more fumbles. It's just it's for some reason they're just turnover happy right now. So we got to see if they can correct that.
Yeah, 100%.
And especially Patrick Mahomes, because I mean it's kind of inexcusable right now to be throwing that many picks when you don't need to.
Chiefs fans, we're just having the conversation we should have been having a long time ago. That's all we're doing right now.
It's just coming to light.
That's all that's happening.
Everything in the closet's going to come out eventually.
And it's insane how fast people turn their back, huh?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, is Patrick Mahomes really the guy? Is he really the GOAT? Is he as good as Tom Brady? Can he get it done? Blah, blah, blah. Well, that's cool. I mean, like, as a Vikings fan, this is all the criticism Kirk Cousins has had against him his entire career, right? Same thing with Dak Prescott. Should Dak Prescott get paid? He can't lead a team, blah, blah, blah. We see it everywhere. Aaron Rodgers, the drama queen, blah, blah, blah. And here we are. So now Patrick Mahomes is getting a taste of a little bit of a setback, and I actually enjoy it. I love it. I think he's gonna overcome it, which is gonna be cool because then we get to hype it up again. But it is nice to see a little adversity against the guy that they say is going to run the league for the next 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
So, but I'm still sticking with the Bills, man. I think the Bills, the ballsy call there on that 4th and 1.
Like you're playing to win the game.
Yeah, and I love
I'm not
that
mad at it.
Yeah. If you play to lose or you play to tie, what's the point? What's the point? It's early in the season. These are the bugs that you need to get out of the bed and get it rolling. And I love that call by Sean McDermott. 9 out of 10 times, that's the first down. Josh Allen lost his footing. That left tackle did get smoked. We can't unsee that. He got smoked, and then Josh Allen probably slips and still gets that first down if that left tackle can hold that block. I'm not worried. Buffalo, don't be worried. Keep throwing your ass through tables. Keep throwing your ass through chairs or all that crazy shit you guys are doing over there, hurting each other's bodies, fucking overloading the hospitals, not with COVID, but with injuries. So let's go ahead and let's go to this next one, JB. Let's go here with as we're on the conversation. A lot of the conversation here going into this week was the Titans and the Chiefs. Who would you rather have, Patrick Mahomes or Derrick Henry? So just in that simple question, going into today's game, specifically today's game, week 7. Now, I'm not talking long term. I'm not talking in 5 years. I'm talking about today, this weekend. Who would you want to be lining up with, or who would you feel more confident going in with? Derrick Henry as your running back or Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback?
I think right now it's got to be Derrick Henry. I think it's got to be Derrick Henry after he led his team last week to victory. I mean, he's playing lights out, dude. He's breaking big runs. I mean, he's gashing teams right now. And going up against the Chiefs defense, I mean, who says he can't do it again? You know what I mean? I think he has another big game this week. So I'm taking him. He's not going to fumble for me. He's not going to turn the ball over. So I might as well take him instead.
Yeah, and we're talking about, like we just said, one of the worst defenses in the league that also can't stop the run. Once the blood goes, it keeps coming out. They get a small cut, and they just keep on bleeding. It seems like that defense just can't find help within themselves, within the organization, within anybody. I mean, anybody can run on them. Derrick Henry's got to go over 150 today, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like a solid, easy 150? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Are we going to see
unless the Chiefs just play out of their mind defense, like just stacking guys at the box, but you really can't do that because we saw last week Titans will get you on the play action. AJ Brown had a big old game last week. I mean, he was eating them up, so you can't really stack the box against these guys. It's hard.
And Julio's also playing, which is, I mean, it seems like he's always going to be on the injury report list.
Yeah.
Can't really catch a break. But what are your expectations from, not expectation, what do you think Tennessee needs to do today to win this game?
I think they come in with like a similar game plan that they did last week, honestly. Attack Derrick Henry, go downfield, get him downhill running, let him break some tackles, get in the rhythm. You just keep pounding the ball and you'll hit AJ Brown on the play action. That's what they did. AJ Brown was kind of their deep threat last week, and he was open every time Ryan Tannehill found him. He was open, making plays out across the middle, this and that. And the scary thing is like they really haven't got into touch with Julio yet. So if that happens, then their offense takes another step. So the interesting thing is going to be like, how good can their defense come along? You know what I mean? So if they can get a good pass rush, take the lead, control the ball, take the lead by running the ball or whatever, play their game offensively, take the lead, let the pass rush go to work. And then you start seeing some more plays that you start seeing the defense, start gelling, making some plays, getting some turnovers maybe. And then that's when I think this team can, be at their best. So that if they just follow that format, I think they can win.
Yep, for sure. I'm going to agree with you, too. I do think you want to go in this week with Derrick Henry, especially just given how bad both defenses are. I think if you put Derrick Henry on the Chiefs, you kind of see a similar result because the Titans' defense isn't that great either. They've given up 27 points. They're averaging giving up 27 points a game right now, which isn't great. It's hard to win games, especially when the offense isn't clicking. I think for me today, the X factor's got to be that defense for the Titans. We saw a little bit of it being able to control the Buffalo Bills, especially there in the first half, because Buffalo just kind of drove down in those first 2-3 possessions, and then they held them to a field goal, which is important. I think that's kind of what you got to – today's got to be about forcing Kansas City to kick field goals because they are going to drive the ball down. It's just a matter of holding them to 3 rather than 7. If Tennessee can do that today, if they can at least hold 2 possessions to field goals, I do see the Tennessee Titans winning this game.
Yeah, I agree.
On the Chiefs side, outside that defense playing well, or what's Kansas City need?
I mean, they just got to stop turning over the ball. Like, we got to see them play consistent offense. Like, quit trying to force it in there. Patrick Mahomes, like play your game. Quit trying to do these no-look passes that are getting picked off. Like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, hold on to the ball. Everybody's got it. No turnovers. Like that's what we got to see. You got to start seeing no turnovers. So it starts from step one, and then from there you can actually start, getting more of a rhythm. Because if you turn the ball over, you lose your rhythm on the drive. So you got to build up again. So find your rhythm, finish off your drives. Score in the red zone. You just got to become a high-powered offense, which they can be. So that's the
definitely.
thing. It's just you got to do it for 4 quarters. You got to do it for 4 quarters with the Chiefs, and they haven't done it for 4 quarters yet.
We got to see some consistency there for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. What about what kind of statement can the Raiders make today against the Philadelphia Eagles?
I mean, the Raiders, you have to win this game. I'm sure the Eagles, they're hungry. They're a team that fights. So this could be a trap game for the Raiders. You got to win these type of games.
That, JB? Sorry to interrupt you, but what do you mean by that? They have to win this game. I mean,
it's just one of those games. It's one of those games where you're a playoff team now. Like people are looking at you as a playoff team. So you got to beat these lower caliber teams like the Eagles. You got to get these wins. You can't be upset by them. Like if you want to be taken for real, be one of the top teams in the AFC, you got to win this game. Like a lot of teams could easily lose this game if they're in the Raiders position right now, one of those teams that have been nowhere for the last decade or whatever, and you're starting to build some momentum. Yeah, you got the John Gruden setback, but I mean, you still got good coaching around you, so you can't use that as an excuse. So like a team like this that's on the rise, you gotta win these types of games. Like they're just, they help. They'll help.
Yeah.
You can't these type of games if you lose, like they'll come back to bite you.
Yeah, I agree. Damn, I'm just agreeing with you like crazy today.
It's because we got no Cowboys playing, we got no Vikings playing, so we're just gonna be agreeing with each other all day.
Yeah, the Raiders. I mean, I do think this is a must win for the Raiders, and I don't necessarily mean like if they if they lose this game, like you said, I think it's almost like throwing away the season because it's going to be consistent as to what we've seen in the years before, where they kind of where they start off hot and then they just fall apart. The Raiders absolutely need to take care of the Philadelphia Eagles today, and the Eagles are no slouches, right? They always put up a fight. No. They're a dog fighting team. That's what they do. You got to hold Jalen Hurts. I mean, we've seen him be a turnover machine. This is the time for the defense to pat some stats and go ahead and put them out. Do not play with your food because if you play with this team today, they might come back and bite you in the ass, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about Derek Carr? Like, can he get over the hump?
I think Derek Carr has made a lot of improvements. Like he's really stepped up his game. Like, I don't think they question no more. Oh, we need to get rid of this guy. Like, oh, he's not a franchise quarterback. I think he is the franchise quarterback, and I think he's only getting better. Like, so he's made some improvements when it comes to stepping up in the pocket, making deep throws, his accuracy, all that kind of stuff's coming into play. So I think he's finally gotten better. Now he's just got to, take the next step, like become like elite, like, like become clutch. Do all this stuff that you need to do to be considered a top tier quarterback. I think he's middle of the pack right now, where we used to think like Kirk Cousins and Dak Prescott were about in the 10, 15 spot. Like he's probably around there right now. He's building up, but I think he's just got to keep improving, play consistent, keep improving, hitting his targets downfield. That's what he's been doing. So keep doing that, and he doesn't care. He's one of those guys that, he's a leader. So he doesn't care about stats, blah, blah. He just cares about getting wins. So that's what he's got to do.
Sometimes some of his throws, especially those deep throws to Henry Ruggs, where he looks like he just throws that shit up and prays, right?
Yeah, it's not the most accurate, but for some reason Ruggs always comes down with it lately.
Hey, Gino,
I mean,
I'm gonna assume Kansas City loses today. I'm picking the Titans.
Okay.
With that being said, the Raiders got to take over this division. I mean, it's going to be a battle with them and the Chargers, but to get this W today with the Chiefs falling down another game, if they do lose, that's big for the Raiders. You can, like you keep saying, that there's no way they can give this game up. Take care of business, Raiders. Yeah. Take care of business for Oakland and for Las Vegas because they need something to smile about, especially with all that crap that happened in the locker room. So let's let's see how it goes. Darren Waller is questionable. He's a game time decision, but it looks like they're leaning for him to play. So we should see how that goes. But let's go on to this next one, JB. Potential upset alert. Who do you think may potentially get upsetted today? Don't
Who do
fucking
I
say the
think would
Raiders.
get
Is that what
upset
you're about to
today?
say?
You know what? You know what?
Go ahead.
I actually.
You're up.
All right. So I was talking to you earlier.
Yeah.
I was like, Colts and 49ers actually might be an interesting game. I mean, I don't know. But if I were to take an upset, I had it right here. If I were to take an upset, I think I would pick Bears over Buccaneers. I think that's what I would do if that would be an upset, because this is the team that beat Buccaneers last year, obviously before they got things going. That's
This is when the
infamous Tom Brady. Oh, it was fourth down. like I've never seen Tom Brady pull something like that off. Like usually he knows, you know. So that's just how discombobulated that team was at the beginning of the year. But I mean, other than that, golly.
You know,
I mean,
let me stay with you there. Let's go ahead and talk about that real quick.
okay.
So the Bucks in Chicago, it's in Chicago too. Chicago does have a top 10 defense.
Yep.
They're
They're
really
first
good
in sacks. They're first in sacks right now.
And where does Tom Brady struggle? When there's a little bit of pressure, right? When there's a little bit of pressure, a little bit of heat, Tom Brady does tend to struggle. AB is out, but there's a lot of weapons on that offense still where they can get shit done. But I think that right there, with you saying that Chicago does lead the league in sacks, and Tom Brady being, I mean, as he's not very mobile, and we've seen it whenever you force him outside the pocket, even though he's having an MVP season this year, which I did not expect whatsoever. Yeah, I like this, man. I really do think this is possible. As long as Justin Fields can, not turn the ball over. If you don't turn the ball over,
be a game manager. Just be a game manager. Use your legs. Get first downs on your legs. Like, just keep the drives alive.
The spread is at 11.5.
Yeah, like there. It could easily be. It could easily Buccaneers though. Like Buccaneers could easily run away with that. Yeah. Like another upset that you could think about would be the Eagles, you know, because we talked about the Raiders.
I don't think that happened.
I just don't think that. I can't see that happening either this week. So
upset.
Other than that,
I'm gonna go with the Bengals and the Ravens. I think the Ravens are at home, but they did just lose their best left tackle. Cincinnati's got a really good defense, and they're
actually decent.
Yeah, they're getting some pressure on the quarterback. I mean, we saw that on that huge game against the Packers. Aaron Rodgers not necessarily was running for his life, but they were making it difficult for him. And I think here with Lamar Jackson, if they can contain him and not allow him to get out, they can make a run here. I mean, they can put up the points offensively. It's just a matter of, can that defense put pressure on them? And we've seen the Ravens struggle. As much as you say that they're consistent and stuff, I don't know how much you can really argue that they are consistent, because the consistency is coming from one person, really, right?
Yeah,
and that's Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's keeping him in these games. Lamar Jackson's also winning them these games, which is why you see a lot of debates about Lamar Jackson being the MVP of the league right now. And it's hard to disagree, because without him, man, this Baltimore team is probably thinking about who they're going to draft in the first round at number 1. I mean, that's how big that is. But at the same time, they had that question mark, like, should we pay him Josh Allen money? Right? The problem is you got to get the fucking guy some help. That's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to understand this right now. Like, how are we not getting Lamar Jackson help still? It just fucking blows my mind. November 2nd is the trade deadline, and you're telling me we can't go find one person to come over? One? Yeah. Just one?
It's hard. Like it. You look at teams that want to trade. Like, who really wants to give up a known name right now? Like, I don't think the Browns are going to budge when it comes to trading Odell. It's just what names are out there right now that can help. You know, it's hard to make that trade. You know, who do they got better? Who can they get that's better than what they have already? It's kind of hard.
What do you think's the ceiling for this team, for the Ravens?
I mean, maybe a playoff win. Until I see it, you know, we've seen every time in the playoffs, dude, teams, they know how to game plan for Lamar and the way he plays and the way that offense plays. That's what always shuts him down. So I could see a win or two until I see different. Like Lamar's got to get over the hump, first of all. You got to be able to complete your passes because you're not gonna be able to run in the playoffs like that. Like teams are too locked in on defense. But the thing is, right now in the AFC, there's no good defense really. When you look at all these teams, there's no solid defense. But it's always when you hit playoff football, everything just goes up a notch. You know what I mean? Everything's that much tighter. Everything's that much more in lockdown. So until I see Lamar Jackson make those throws and be able to come back if they're down losing in a playoff game, then it's hard to see them make a deep run into the playoffs.
Give me a score on that game.
This game,
prediction,
oh man, I think it's going to be really close. Actually, this is the first meaningful Bengals game. I mean, this is for first place in the division.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is for first place.
No,
so when's the last time the Bengals have played for first place in the division? So we're gonna find out a little bit about Joe Burrow today. See if he can get his team in that first place spot. So Bengals might get it done. I think it's gonna be close though. I think it's gonna be close. It's gonna be within 7 points.
Spread is at -6.5. I'm taking the Bengals here. This is one of my bets for this weekend. I'm taking the Bengals to cover, not necessarily win, but to cover, because I do think this is going to be closer than what people think. And Joey Burrow was caught on mic saying, "Just give me the ball and I'll go get it." That came out of his mouth, the confidence that this kid has. And I mean, he displays it every week, especially when he's running for his life. But all you got to do is let this offensive line catch a little bit of momentum. And I think Cincinnati can get it done. Am I being a Baltimore hater? I don't think so. I appreciate what Baltimore's doing, and I like what Lamar Jackson's doing. I just don't think he has enough help. And with all these injuries just continuing to pile on, it's like they're going to fall one game, right? Like it's going to happen. You're not going to win every game. And this might be one of them that they lose. And if they do, holy shit, the reaction in Cincinnati is going to be insane. Can you imagine this Cincinnati team winning this fucking division?
I can't.
Like overreaction
When's
Monday,
the last
right?
time that's happened? Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals winning the division. That's going to be insane. You got the Browns, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Baltimore Ravens. But what? I mean, like it's almost set up, right? Like you got the Cleveland Browns they're injured as hell, right? And then you got Pittsburgh, who's fat question mark on Big Ben, whether or not he should have retired. Is he holding the team back? Is that offensive line any good? The offensive line is young, but why did the two other veterans, why did one leave and one retire? Because is it maybe that they knew? Did they know something we didn't? And now you got Baltimore, who's also got injuries left and right. And we're not talking about 1 to 2 week injuries. We're talking about season-ending injuries.
Yeah.
Joey, go fucking get it. Let's beat
This is their division to lose, it seems like.
Yeah, go take over now. It's time to take over. Why? Cincinnati was thinking, all right, we're going to probably be good in about 3 or 4 years. No, take over now. It's time. Cincinnati has arrived. Joey Burrow is the fucking guy. And today is his time to show us. Today is his time to show us. With so many great teams being on a bye this week, and so much attention being drawn away because they don't have time to focus on Dallas.
This is the game to watch.
This is it. Go get it, Joey Burrow. Quick pick, real quick, JB. Washington heading over to Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I picked this from my Survivor League. I think the Packers are absolutely going to light them up, and we're going to see a big game from Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams hasn't scored in the last 2 weeks, so let's go get him a fucking touchdown. Bet the touchdown prop. And I think it's at -125, but it's all right. You gotta bet money to win money. What do you got?
This is what I'd like to see as an upset, but I just don't think it happens today. So I'll pick the Packers.
All right, awesome. Chiefs and Titans. We already gave our picks here. I'm going Titans. I think Derrick Henry does run the ball. Most importantly, I think Ryan Tannehill has a pretty solid game. Not a great game, but a good enough game. And Ryan Tannehill leads his team to win.
Yeah, I'll go Titans too. I mean,
that game's at 11.
Yeah.
That feels like it should be a Sunday night game, huh?
Yeah, but I don't know. We could easily see the Chiefs win too, but I'll just go Titans.
All right.
We're usually wrong on our picks anyways.
Falcons, Dolphins. I'm going to go ahead and say the Dolphins 2 is playing. Falcons stink pretty bad. I mean, this game is not even like fuck. Do you even talk about it?
I honestly might go Falcons, dude. Dolphins suck. Tua sucks.
They both
Tua's
suck, right?
looking like a bust.
Yeah.
Tua's looking like a hardcore bust already.
Hey, so
Oh yeah,
Deshaun Watson, right? They're talking about,
they Dolphins got it. Pull that off. Pull
but
off that trade.
if you're in the locker, like, okay, so obviously neither of us have been in the locker room, right? We're just shit talkers. That's what we do here. But like if you're in that locker room, what do you think? Like, is it about winning games or is it about like?
Yeah, I mean,
You think,
he's not massaging you. You're not massaging him. Like what? Just put him out there on the field, dude. This is about football. So, like, just put
yeah,
him
but
out on the field, dude.
he's making all these chicas rub him. Like, that's got to piss you off. Like, what if
Uh,
what if he tells your lady, or he's like, hey, let me get a little rub on the little dingling over here.
I mean, he'll be having a blast in Miami, that's for sure. But
He might get
dude,
20 more
you got to
cases
win
in
some
Miami.
games, dude. I think their season's over though. They're what, 1-5. I think their season's over.
Miami, don't do it. Don't fucking do it. You know what you should do is just go all in on a guy named Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers ain't gonna be in Green Bay next year. Have you heard of damn it, what's her name? She's a singer. She's real popular right now. My daughter makes me listen to her, and I actually low key do not mind her music. Olivia Rodrigo. So a lot of her music's like pretty much, it's like fucking Taylor Swift 2.0, or I don't know if I'm disrespecting Taylor Swift for saying that, but it's almost similar, right? Like it's breakup, blah blah blah. I swear that is the album for the Green Bay Packers. Like I just hope you're happier, blah blah blah, some bullshit. It's the Green Bay Packers are gonna be fucked, and I cannot wait when Aaron Rodgers leaves, so I can see all these fucking shitheads know how it feels to fucking be a loser. Because it sucks losing.
Poverty.
It sucks being disappointed. And then whenever they talk shit and they always want to go back, or they always somehow turn it on you because you haven't won in the playoffs, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. Let's not forget, motherfuckers, you guys only won one Super Bowl with potentially the greatest quarterback we've ever seen in the National Football League. So let's relax. But once that cheese start melting and we start making quesadillas, I'm gonna be laughing my ass off. But let's go Jets and Patriots. Mac Jones against another rookie over there. Battle of the rookies. New England's picked to win by 7. Who you got here?
I think I'll go Patriots. I think Patriots are building up. They're playing solid defense. They're building up like their offense with Mac Jones. I mean, he's getting more comfortable. I just think they're ahead of the Jets right now. So, I mean, everyone's ahead of the Jets. So I'll just take the Patriots.
Yeah, me too. Jets fucking stink. And
yeah, they're bad too.
I think they got 2 offensive linemen that got hurt at the beginning of the season. I think they have potential there. I think they definitely have potential. They got talent on the at the wide receiver position with Elijah Moore. I think he's going to be pretty solid here in the next coming years. They just got to open up. I think right now, like, just open up the playbook, like allow mistakes to happen, and you kind of got to just you just got to let it go, sling the rock, build some confidence that way. But understand that because you make mistakes this year, don't let it eat you apart. Don't let the media eat you apart, because everybody's going to shit on him, right? But just make your mistakes and let's go on to next season, because this season we know what it is. We know this is just go ahead and try to play for the first round, and go try to win a game by slinging the rock. Let them cook. Patriots win, though. The defense is a lot better. Panthers Giants is actually a big game. No, this ain't a big game, but the Panthers fucking stink, right? They've dropped 3 games in a row.
Dropped 3 in a row. I mean, we know what Sam Darnold is pretty much at this point, but I mean, they picked up Stephon Gilmore, so he'll be playing in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and that defense is fucking elite, man.
Yeah,
that
defense is solid.
Defense is
solid.
I think today we're gonna see a little bit of Sam Darnold kind of reviving himself and then giving people something to talk about.
Yeah, I think they get back on track.
Yeah. Let's relax on back on track, right? Because back on track about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
In the win column. All right. We'll say just in the win column. Okay. Put him in the win column this week.
I was like, a couple weeks ago, they were talking about this team being a playoff team.
Yeah.
How scary it is gonna be to match up with them in the playoffs, so on and so forth. I do think that we see Sam Darnold kind of play well today and maybe paint a different narrative going into next week. But that shit could fall apart next week really fucking fast. Bengals and Ravens. I'm going to go with the Bengals to upset here. I might be wrong. I might have to slap myself tomorrow on my overreaction on Renee's rant. But I'm gonna pick the Bengals. I like Joey Burrow. Make a statement. Why not? Why not today?
Yeah.
Why not today?
I do like the Bengals. I think they have a great chance to win, but like until I see like this is their first meaningful game. This is Joe Burrow's first meaningful game in that offense. So until I see it, I mean, Ravens have been in this spot before, so I'm just going to pick the Ravens right now. But if I'm wrong, I knew I was going to be wrong. Bengals might win. Bengals might win though, but I'll just take the Ravens.
Oh my god!
Just because their resume.
Yeah. That's cool. You kind of want to agree with me, but not really.
Yeah.
Eagles Raiders. This is the game you said potentially upset. I disagree. I think the Raiders go ahead and prove a point today. The statement they make is that we're legit. We are legit. We are the Raiders.
Yeah, I'll pick Raiders too. They have to win this game.
All right, the guy you've been shitting on this whole fucking time, right? Or the guy that I don't know if you like him. I don't know if you hate him. But let's talk about the Rams. Lions and the Rams. The trade of all trades. Do you think there's any chance? Or do you think that the Rams come in with the chip on their shoulder and just absolutely show that they were correct by making this trade?
Last week we saw the Rams blow out. I don't even know who they played, but they just blew them out. So I think the Rams are one of those teams that the Rams are like the only team in the NFL like that just loves blowing out teams. I don't know like if Sean McVay just calls it up like that, he just puts the pressure on the entire game just like that. But yeah, I think Rams blow out the Lions this week. Yeah. And
Easy just said Waller that they're looking. I'm assuming he's saying that Waller might be out. That's what he said, which I knew he was questionable going in, but it looks like I'm assuming that they're probably leaning for him to be out, which is that's going to put a lot of pressure on Derek Carr. So maybe you're right. Maybe that is a potential upset there in Philly.
Never know.
I did just drop $50 on that bet, so hopefully I don't shoot myself in the foot there. Sam, I think the Rams light them up. I mean,
I think
the Lions
so too.
fucking stink, right? The Lions are awful. That's the worst team in the league, right? 100%.
I think it's mostly they're just awful because of Jared Goff. Like Jared Goff cannot handle that team. He can't make any big plays. I mean, he doesn't look accurate. He's just not good. He's turning the ball over. I think that's their biggest problem right now.
With you saying that though, does that show like how much disrespect Matt Stafford has gotten? I keep wanting to say Sam Stafford.
Matt Stafford. I mean, Matt Stafford's a good quarterback. He's always been a good quarterback. It's just
the intro.
I don't know. He's playing in Detroit,
though, right?
I mean, he's a good quarterback. I mean, he hasn't won a playoff game,
but doesn't it show that
he's not even great?
How great? I mean, I think he's above. Good.
Jared Goff looked really good in a Rams uniform too at times. Like, I think it's just totally the system. I mean, you get the ball out fast, these screen plays, these little gadget quick plays, like they make a quarterback look good. But eventually we're going to have to see Matt Stafford win a game with his arm, making throws down the field, which he can. I'm not saying he can't do that. He's done that before, even in Detroit. But, I mean, we got to see this guy win some meaningful football games. So let's see that. You know, I think the Rams are a good team. I think they're like top 3 in the NFC. Well, top 2, top 3 in the NFC right now. So we just got to see more Matt Stafford. We got to see this guy lead his team when nothing else is working, when they're playing that defense that just is playing stingy and they won't give up nothing. Matt Stafford's got to make plays. That's what we got to see.
Okay, I like that. I can't wait
make
to
those elite.
You continue to disrespect my guy. I don't understand why.
No, I'm not disrespecting him. I'm just calling it how I see it.
All right, we'll see how it goes. I mean, he has won a couple big games on primetime TV this year, but it is what it is. I guess you need more. I think you're not going to respect him until you see him win in the.
I'm not going to respect him until he plays the Vikings first round of the playoff and beats us. Until then, Kirk Cousins is better.
Clip that, huh? Let's go. Okay. God dang, Texans, Cardinals. I've been talking a lot of shit about this guy too. I went on the Has-Beens podcast, checked them out on Spotify. They have audio only, but I went on there and I had to apologize just a little bit about the disrespect that I've been throwing against this Arizona Cardinals team. But just kind of similar to your previous take there, JB. I'm not impressed. I mean, we saw Pittsburgh Steelers go 11-0 right before they got smacked right in the fucking mouth by Washington's defense, and then we thought Washington's defense was elite, and look what we have now. But with that being said, Arizona, I'm not gonna respect them until they win this division. And until I see more consistency. I mean, I know they're 6-0, they're undefeated, they're lighting up the league. Right now, they're set at 19.5 to win this game, which is insane because it is the NFL. These are professional athletes on the other side of the ball, so that's almost a slap in the face to Houston. But as it should be. But until the Cardinals, I mean, I got to see this deep in the season. Right now, I'm just like, all right, everybody jump on the hype train, enjoy it, love it. Just like I'm enjoying every week with the Cowboys winning right now. Just enjoy it, embrace it, love it. But I still, until they can show consistency down the season, I don't know if I can buy that the Arizona Cardinals are the best team in the NFL.
Yeah, I don't think they are either. But because they're in uncharted territory. Like, when's the last time these guys have been, relevant? With Carson Palmer back then, with Bruce Arians, that was a few years back already. So none of these guys have seen this type of success. Not even really DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, he's made a couple of playoff appearances, but he hasn't had this type of success with the team. I think starting out 6-0, him and JJ Watt have never started out 6-0 with the Texans before. So this is all kind of new. How long can they ride it? I'm not sold on the record. They should easily at least be 5-1. I mean, Vikings missed a freaking chip shot to beat them. So this team, they're good. They're just, I don't know if they can compete with like the Buccaneers of the NFC, the Packers. I just don't think they can do that yet.
Well, that's what I'm talking about inconsistency. Like games like that, like if they were that great, and I think Minnesota is really good. When I talk shit to you, obviously I'm doing it to, get you a little shook up. I mean, obviously they got talent there in Minnesota. I still have the fat question mark on Kirk Cousins, but like games like that, if you're Arizona and you're that elite, I feel like those are statement games. You gotta punch them right in the fucking mouth and show the league and show everybody how elite you really are. But them squeezing out of these games, it's gonna catch up, right? It's gonna catch up. At some point, you're gonna find that match, that defense that slows the game down. And what's going to happen? I mean, what is Colin Murray going to do? What is Kingsbury going to do? How is he going to line up this team to succeed when the game slows down? Because they're so up-tempo. They rely so much on moving the ball down the field quickly. What's going to happen when the game slows down and Colin Murray has to sit in the pocket? And we're yet to really see that. Maybe I'm just being a fucking hater. Maybe I am. But, hey, talk that shit. And I'll keep the same energy week 17 when I have to apologize, if I have to apologize. And I don't think I will. I feel strongly about this take on Arizona Cardinals. Like, they ain't the best team in the league. They ain't the second best team in the league. They ain't the third best team in the league. And I still don't even think I don't even think they're top 5 in the league. But we'll revisit this conversation come week 14, 15, 16, possibly week 17. All right, JB, let's go here with the Bears and Bucks. I think the Bucks win, but I do think it's a lot closer. So I like the bet here at 11.5 for the Bears. Just if Justin Fields doesn't turn the ball over, I like their chances. I like their chances to cover, not necessarily win this game because this Buccaneers team could still light their asses up. But they got injuries left and right. So
I think they will. I think they probably cover. I don't know. It's up in there, 50-50, but it's hard for them. It's going to be hard for them to win this game. Like, Justin Fields really hasn't shown us anything. The coaching staff really hasn't helped them out, it seems like. But I mean, maybe this defense keeps them in the game. So we'll see. It's just Justin Fields got to be able to manage the game, make the throws that he needs to make, run for the first down. When he needs to use his legs, get a first down, keep the drives alive. Just do that, and you might have a chance to keep it close.
Yeah, Matt Nagy, do not be afraid to be aggressive today. Today's about winning. It's about winning for all these teams. Nobody's expecting
when you have an opportunity.
Today. Yeah. Go ahead and try to lick and edge out a victory here because this Tampa Bay team is super wounded right now. Wounded. And they got injuries left and right. And this is an opportunity. Dude, the Bears are still 500. They can go 4-3.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous that we have the same record as the Bears.
You got to think that two teams are going to come out of that division. At least I think.
Yeah, for sure.
So Chicago, try to sneak one out. Why not?
You got to take advantage. Like, this is a team that's better. Like, when you know a team is better than you, you have to go for it on 4th and 2. You got to take the extra opportunities, the extra chances that you got to keep the drives going, to keep points, to possibly get a touchdown instead of a field goal. You got to take advantage of that.
Yep, 100%. Colts and Niners. Jimmy Garoppolo's back. Carson Wentz's ankles are feeling better. He got the Shaq icy hot. Man up.
Wow, this
what do you think
is
here?
an interesting game.
Niners are
I don't know.
basically
I kind of like the Colts for some reason. I don't know why I like the Colts today. I don't know why, but I was saying it earlier. Possible upset. I'm saying it again. I think I'm sticking with the Colts right now. I think I'm sticking with the Colts to pull this one off. They got some momentum last week. See if they can ride it a little bit harder. If they can keep Carson Wentz clean in the pocket, you never know. Carson Wentz has been playing decent this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, his the spark that he got last week, I thought from T.Y. Hilton just a little bit. I think missing a player like that, he's hurt again, he's out again. I think something like that. They also lost their safety, Julian Blackman, which is going to hurt. He's on injured reserve as of right now on a defense that already wasn't doing very well. And they have another offensive tackle out. Like Carson Wentz is already running for his life. So it's hard for me to put money on the Colts when they're missing offensive linemen, starting offensive linemen, when they already can't protect Carson Wentz. But Carson Wentz, stop taking the sacks. You learned that last week against a softer team, but you're going to get pressure today. There's going to be a lot of pressure. Joey Bosa is going to be coming back there and might be smacking him up, might be chasing him for his life there. I think the 49ers do win. I don't know if they cover at 3.5. They are missing Trent Williams, their left tackle, which might hurt. What I'm seeing is Trey Lance is actually out. I forgot he got hurt last week. So if Jimmy Garoppolo even gets dinged up just a little bit, this whole shit might flip and the Colts will probably run the table.
You never know.
I think what it comes down to is, can the Colts get pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo today?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to come down to.
And vice versa, you know.
Yeah, but I do think they are going to get pressure. But I still think Carson Wentz can succeed. I mean, we've seen him play very well outside the pocket. Jimmy G, I don't think we can say that. Jimmy G's he's like a Tom Brady-like player, real mobile, real tall, stands in the pocket. But he relies on the running game a lot. So got to get some pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo. And that's what it's going to come down to. Can the Colts get pressure on Jimmy Garoppolo? If they can't, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
Last game here, Monday Night Football, JB. That was our Sunday Night Football game here. Saints and Seahawks both missing. Well, obviously Drew Brees is retired. So they got Jameis Winston not eating as many W's as before or as ever. And then Seahawks with your boy, former Viking, right? Gino?
No. No. You're talking about Tavares, RIP.
Oh, shit. My bad. But yeah. So Gino gave them a shot last week to win a game.
They had the chance.
Didn't quite get it done. They are in Seattle with the 12th man, so that might be helpful. But the Saints defense is playing really good. They're giving them a chance to win. Jameis Winston, we don't ever know what the fuck's going to happen with them. He's either going to light your ass up or he's going to help you win every single game by just continuing to throw interception after interception after interception after interception. With or without LASIK, this fucking guy might need actual fucking glasses or get his visor prescribed, something, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, this week is now he's going up against a weak Seattle secondary. I mean, even Jamal Adams isn't making too many plays like he should be. So they got a chance. I think if Jameis can just take care of the ball, they probably squeak out of here with a win. Could be close, but I take Saints in a close one today.
Saints in a close one?
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose. I would not be surprised if they lose.
Yeah, for sure. Me neither. I'm gonna take the Saints here too. I just missing Russell Wilson with the team that already was weak at the offensive line, and then the defense isn't living up to par. They just paid Jamal Adams for what seems like a check that has been cashed but has not been delivered on his end. So, the Saints. Seattle's? I mean, let's talk about it. Yeah, are they going to make the playoffs?
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Not at this rate. I mean, Russ Wilson's injured. I mean, even before this, it's they're starting to put too much on his plate. Like, I mean, golly, you have awful offensive line they haven't addressed. I mean, other than his wide receivers, I mean, you got a decent running game, but you just got no defense right now. You got no pass rush really. You got no outside of Bobby Wagner. I mean, you slowly all these pieces, this loaded defense that we saw years back is just almost gone. I mean, you have no one left. Bobby Wagner's the only guy left. Now they got rid of KJ Wright this past offseason. These are just guys that you can't pay no more, or they're just getting up there in age. So I mean, they got no one on that defense except Bobby Wagner, and he's already getting old too. Like, he's not as elite, I don't think, as he was even a couple of years back. So
Yeah,
it's hard. Russell Wilson's got no help except DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. That's all his help. that's his help.
Do you think Russell is like this offseason? Obviously, there was a conversation about his team coming out and saying that he wanted the team to look at potential trades. Like, do you think that chatter starts to kind of amp up here? If because what they need Gino to at least pull off like at least one or two of these next 2 games.
Yeah,
right?
I don't see it happen. But I think Russell Wilson stays in Seattle. I don't think they're not gonna get rid of him. I mean, you see what Deshaun Watson's going through to get out of Houston. It's just, I mean, Seattle's gonna ask for a lot for Russell Wilson. So I just don't think it's gonna happen. They're gonna have to do something. I don't know, but they got New Orleans starting to fall apart.
They got New Orleans Monday, right? And then they got Jacksonville next week, and then they got a bye. And then I think Russell Wilson's supposed to be back by then. But then they got Green Bay, Arizona back to back.
Yeah, so, that's a rough schedule.
They might go on on a 1-3, right?
Yeah, if Geno Smith can't pull off a win today or next week, then
it's a must win.
Really bad.
I think it's a must win
you have to save your season. Yeah, you have to save your season. These next 2 weeks are huge.
I think this week. I think next week doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, what are they, 2-3 right now?
Yeah.
2-4.
2-4.
2-4.
Yeah, must win. Must win.
Must win.
Especially in that division. There's no
I mean, they can't lose no more. They can't lose no more.
They can't get that behind. I mean, they got to literally win all their division games for one. So they got to sneak this one out on Monday. They have to. This is a must win for Seattle.
They have to go into the bye 4-4. I think they got to go into the bye 4-4.
Agreed. If Seattle doesn't win today, guys, wrap it up. Put the jerseys in the closet and call it a season. And go ahead and jump on that Cowboy bandwagon. We'll bring you in. Even though you've been talking all that shit, Seattle fans, even y'all's big old 12 don't fucking matter. It's all Cowboys all day, baby. We got Cowboys and Vikings coming in hot next week. We're trying to figure out what the hell we're going to do. We want to either meet at a bar and make a rant out there and get people hyped and maybe throw 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers, free beers. Fuck it. Why not? We'll get a 30-pack, 2 30-packs, 3 30-packs, and just start throwing them, baby. We're going to have a hell of a time. JB's going to come in talking that shit. I'm going to come in talking that shit and hopefully rattle some feathers out there. So friend, familia, friends of the show, come join us. We will be posting soon as to where we're going to be watching this game, talking that shit. It's on Halloween. Crazy shit always happens on Halloween. Might see an upset. Is it really an upset, or are the Cowboys just going to stomp all over this Minnesota Vikings team? This is Speaking Out Loud, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to check out Tape Branch 575-755-2279. Also, you can check out all their new inventory at TapeBranchRoswell.com. Enjoy y'all's week. Enjoy football today, and check out the rant tomorrow. We're coming in hot. We're coming in live, and we're coming in raw. Peace.
Later.